Welcome back. The IEC has condemned claims linking it to alleged vote buying during the ANC's national conference this week. It says it does not manage political party elections and will take action against those spreading misinformation about it on social media. For more on this, let's speak to the IEC's Vice Chairperson, Janet Love. A very good evening to you, Ms. Love. Thank you for your time tonight. So why have you felt it so important to respond to these claims made online?
Thanks very much, Timekile, and good evening to you and the viewers. I think we've been saying for some time that there is a concern for the country, but for us as the Commission, about disinformation. It's quite a poisonous set of realities that we all face. And things like this have a possibility, firstly, of undermining the institution in terms of distracting it from doing the work that it does do. And secondly, also, I think, building up a lot of very poor, a lot of incorrect conceptions of what the Commission does and does not do. We have nothing to do with, as you've said, with political party elections. And so this particular post was fortunately forwarded to us, and we were able to take action to have it investigated by Twitter. The originator of the screen grabs is clearly a bot-generated account on Twitter. But unfortunately, there are people who are not careful, and so it had already been retweeted.
Right.
And it's not the first time that in the very recent period that the Commission and particularly members of the executive team have faced various aspects of this information. And we, in our statement, I think, gave an example where the CEO himself has had his image abused and fraudulently used on another SIM card phone account. So something that we are really concerned that people should be aware, should really be cautious about reposting things, particularly when they go very clearly against the grain of the kind of institution that we are.
Do you believe that there is a coordinated, perhaps, attempt to, shall we say, soil the reputation of the IEC?
Look, I don't know how coordinated it is. I think that it certainly could become. We've seen that in different parts of the world, that the electoral management bodies become the target of these kinds of attacks. But at the same time, I think what we're really feeling for is the consciousness and vigilance of South Africans, and I really do to make sure that South Africans are, test the accuracy, the truthfulness of particular posts that they get, especially when these things are claiming to represent very serious allegations of misconduct, which kind of involvement of the Electoral Commission in a political party's activities would clearly be. And so there needs to be a lot of vigilance about those things, so that only truthful problems are able to surface, and the misinformation and the disinformation that become attacks are things that we guard against as a country.
You intend, as you said earlier, to take action. You've already told us that the initial tweet where all of this emanated was from a bot-generated account. I know you also have said that you're going to pursue it further with the social media platforms where it was spread. Where is that process, and what is the end goal for you?
Look, I think the process is probably threefold. I think the first thing is to be sure that we are responding and correcting and working, I think, with various institutions, including yourselves, to make sure that that is done. Secondly, we do take it seriously, and so we have pursued it to the extent that we're able with the platforms. We are hoping to be able, and that's not something that's necessarily going to be possible, to trace the ISP so that the address from which the fake account was generated, so that in the social media platform and possibly ourselves can take actual direct action. And I think that that's something that as a country we obviously need to be more robust in doing. But I think that we will get there.
And I want to go back to an earlier issue that you were talking about the need for vigilance and scrutiny from us, especially, who use social media in taking seriously or deciding what we take seriously and believe when it's shared initially online. In under 2 years, we'll go towards the 2024 general election. Is the IEC going to be rolling out a broader plan to ensure that such rumour-mongering, misinformation, disinformation does not indeed impede the ability of this country and the IEC to run a free, fair and credible election?
Look, in the last 3 national election events, we have been cooperating with various institutions, in particular the Media Monitoring Africa, but also SANEF, the Editors Forum, and a number of other civil society organizations to ensure that we do have a monitoring tool and that we have got after the last election, I think a much better working relationship with a number of the platforms, certainly the main platforms that are in use. And we are continuously looking at ways of strengthening those relationships and taking those things forward. So the answer to whether we will be doing that for 2024 is certainly yes. But at the same time, I think it's something that we are asking, again, the platforms and the media at large, just to make people aware of how it is possible for us to do some of this checking ourselves. So, for example, when it comes to a fake Twitter account, if you see something that you're not very sure about, that's in a screen grab that's sent to you, whether on Twitter or any other platform, it's possible to go onto Twitter and to actually look up the particular Twitter account that is there. And there are certain things that Twitter itself generates in terms of information for people to be able to verify and check things for themselves. And that's the kind of awareness campaign that I certainly do believe that we will, and I think as a country we need to really increase.
Janet Love, Vice Chairperson of the IEC.